Yeah. Here we go. Hopefully my internet holds up. I got too many monitors going. I'm watching the foreign exchanges trading. I'm keeping an eye on Asia, see what their markets are doing. So it's slowing me down a little bit here with the computer speed. All right. I'm going to start off. I'll start off with my buys. Okay. Who are you buying on the quarterback market that's out there? I'm buying Jayden Daniels. So Jayden Daniels for LSU, 2 losses. I think he's been a little bit of an afterthought. Now, I would have loved to buy this before the Missouri game when you had a chance to, because that game, he was once again really great. And I look at Jayden Daniels like Tesla. Tesla's a stock that anytime there's a dip, you better buy it. Buy that dip when it comes. And Elon Musk is a little bit of Brian Kelly. Brian Kelly, volatile leader. Like sometimes he's going to throw some of his employees under the bus, just like Elon does. Maybe doesn't take the best care of them. But when there is a dip, you know it's going to be good in the long term. I still think Jayden Daniels could win the Heisman. It'll come down to that game in Tuscaloosa against Bama. So I want to buy up Jayden Daniels before that one goes. Quinn Ewers, buy Quinn Ewers. You want to buy the dips, right? You want to buy the stocks when they're down, when they're getting hammered. Quinn Ewers, 2 interceptions, the fumble. The stat line was not great, but if you watched the game, which everybody I'm sure did to listen to our show, you saw a quarterback who was slinging it. He made some unbelievable throws, and a big reason why they could have won had Sark not, decided to get all conservative and get a little bit, clammed up a little bit late. So he's my West Texas crude oil stock there. A little bit volatile, but again, something that's going to be there over the long term. You want to buy it when you can. So give me that West Texas crude, Quinn Ewers. My last buy, Drake May. So again, another one, would have liked to get it before the Syracuse game, but this is like the earnings report just came out and it looked awesome. Like you're blowing out the expected sales, your revenues, everything looks good. Drake May is about to take off to the moon. He's got Miami this weekend. His stats will start to catch up. Those are my 3 buys.
Love it.
Any do you guys want the sells? Just keep going, or do you want to react to any of those? Any
questions? I want to
react
to yours a little bit.
Okay.
Like, he still seems like a guy to me that the arm is clearly there, but it does seem like everything has to be schemed up for him. Like he's very Tyler Van Dyke-ish in that way, right? Like if it's on him to drop back and read it and it's not been schemed up for him, he struggles. Like it looks like Sark still has to kind of training wheel scheme everything for him. And it's like a training wheels bike that can go really, really fast. But I don't see him going like through progressions a whole lot, which is fine. Like it's college football. A lot of coaches do this for him, but I don't know. Like, does that worry you as far as like him taking the next step? Because when I watch it, it still seems like if Sark doesn't scheme it for him, it doesn't go real well.
I want to go back and watch the all 22, like the coaches tape of the game, because I just saw the TV copy. During the game, there were a couple nice, like, get through your progressions. There was the one he tried to hit the swing pass. I think it was Brooks, and it was just overthrown, but, like, it was like his 3rd or 4th option. Another one, like a lot of young quarterbacks, almost relies too much on the Patrick Mahomes style. Like, yeah, everything breaks down. Let me just find somebody to get it to. And that, you can't coach that, but sometimes I think these players fall back into it. It's sort of bad habits and he gets away with it. But I'm thinking from the perspective of like these 2 teams, Oklahoma and Texas, should win out. That's why Dylan Gabriel's a hold for me. And I'm assuming that everybody had him. I hope so, because statistically he was right up there, tops in efficiency out in the country. But like you do, I don't think you'd want to buy Dylan Gabriel's now because the stock is all-time high. He's plus 650 now to win the Heisman. I think he'll be in that conversation. But get Quinn Ewers now, where I think he's like 25 to 1 for the Heisman, because they're probably going to play each other again. And if Quinn Ewers cleans it up a little bit, like he's right there, he could steal it right back from Dylan Gabriel the way it felt like Gabriel stole it from Quinn Ewers.
Do you wonder if Ryan Day wishes he could buy Quinn Ewers stock right now?
Or buy Quinn Ewers?
Yeah.
Well, that's a perfect segue because that's one of my sells. All right. Kyle McCord, I am selling. Solar stocks were all the rage. It kind of depends on who's in office, what sort of the market's looking like. First Solar is how I would put Kyle McCord. That's a very volatile solar stock that's out there. So I think some people might be surprised. Well, what happened? He had a pretty good game statistically against Maryland. If you watch the game, he does not have the same reaction time or the arm strength of the guys before him have. there were not one but 2 touchdowns that were big completions that were touchdowns left on the table. I'm gonna sell Kyle McCord before that Penn State game comes up in 2 weeks, because this offense still has a long ways to go to get to where it was. They're not running the ball at all. It's too much on him. Yes, he's got the weapons on the outside. I know he made the big throw against Notre Dame on 3rd and 19 or whatever it was. I'm selling it now while it's high, getting out in front of it.
Out on Bo Nix?
Selling. So Bo Nix is like Microsoft. Like every portfolio manager is like, oh, I just got to have a staple in there. It's just going to be solid. But it's kind of boring. Like, it's going to be efficient. You're going to take every check down. You're going to make good decisions. But I don't know if the upside is there. Plus, on the road is where we know Bo does not thrive. In his 2 years at Oregon, at home, he's got 26 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. On the road, it's 18-6, including last season, 12-6 touchdown interception ratio. He's not the best, so I'm going to sell Bo Nix before that game against Washington because I don't trust him on the road.
All right, what about your holds?
My other sell, one more sell,
Yeah.
Brady Cook. Mizzou, incredible record. Like, congrats to you, but the schedule's about to get much tougher. I don't trust him in this spot. They go to Kentucky, South Carolina, at Georgia, Tennessee, Florida, and Arkansas right before they're about to get in the thick of their SEC schedule. I'll sell off some Brady Cook stock as well.
See, I'd be holding on to Cook until that Georgia game. Like the week before Georgia, I will sell. I think he's going to be just fine against South Carolina, Kentucky.
Yeah.
And my other
both
holds,
those secondaries are bad.
the other holds that I have, besides Dylan Gabriel, Michael Penix, and Caleb Williams, like, duh, if you don't have those guys in your ETF, then you should be fired as a portfolio manager.
These comps are incredible. I'm so glad that we did this. I thank you for getting it in.
Wait till we get the pink sheets report. Wait till we go find them. Wait till we get those. Those are coming. A lot more where this came from.
Were you behind GameStop? Were you the mastermind?
Yeah. That one in AMC. Oh, yeah, AMC. Yeah. Trading away the apes.
I'm surprised you don't have Carson Beck on here. Like, I think Carson Beck's playing as well as any quarterback in the country right now.
I would put him probably in that if you don't have him, you got to hold him. I would put it as a light buy, not a strong buy.
I had Michigan as my number 1 team in my, like, I just released the poll that I do. And I got a lot of people who were like, all right, where's Michigan better than Georgia? It's like, I actually think they're better than Georgia along the line of scrimmage so far this year. But everybody was like, a couple of Michigan fans were like, quarterback. And I was like, I mean, Beck's not playing worse than McCarthy, guys. Like, he's playing really, really well. Protecting the football, high-level throws, getting rid of it, going through reads. Beck is playing.
Coming up clutch. I mean, Auburn, road game, SEC, not being overwhelmed by the moment. You're right.
I don't have Bet Rivers, but there's 200-1 on Carson Beck right now on that Georgia team. And I think he's got a better shot to win the Heisman than Brock Bowers does.
The problem for JJ, as far as perception-wise, is, and me and Chip were talking about this before the show, like, Michigan is just coming out and shooting its opponent in the face from the very start, and the games are over within like 2 minutes, and there's absolutely no reason to keep watching. And it's like everything is way too easy because they're killing everybody. So it's really hard. There are no, like, the Heisman moments of, like, the QB making the big play when it matters to help his team win the game. Michigan hasn't needed any help winning a game yet because they're usually up by 20 with 5 minutes left in the first quarter.